Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're heading to Baltimore where things are getting kind of heated. We've got some new homeowners, a community organization, and a whole lot of construction drama. Our sources today are a couple of emails, one from Carmen Williams and the other from Kenneth Grant. So imagine this. You buy your dream home, you're so excited to move in, and then you find out there are all these problems that need fixing. And to top it off, there's a community board involved, trying to help sort things out. But there's a catch. Oh yeah, there's always a catch.
Sounds like we're in for an interesting deep dive. It's like a classic tale of homeownership gone wrong, but with a community twist.
Exactly. We're talking about the historic East Baltimore Community Action Coalition, or HEB for short.
Yeah.
Their whole mission is about revitalizing the community. And part of that involves, you guessed it, building new homes.
Makes sense. And these tax credits that keep popping up, they're a big part of that, right? As I understand it, they're like financial incentives from the government, encouraging investment in affordable housing and stuff like that.
You got it. And one of their big projects is this development called Station East. Brand new homes, giving folks a fresh start. But here's the hiccup. Some of those shiny new homes, well, they need some work. And it seems like those repairs hasn't exactly been a top priority.
Ouch. That's got to be frustrating. You're finally a homeowner, and your new place needs a fixer-upper.
That's putting it mildly. And that's where Kenneth Grant's email comes in. He's the president of the HEBCAC board. And he's reaching out to a bunch of those Station East homeowners, his email. It's like HEBCAC trying to do some damage control, trying to find a solution to this whole mess.
Okay, lay it on me. What's HEBCAC offering?
Well, Grant outlines 3 key things they're willing to do. First up, they're dropping a lawsuit they had going, something about tax credits. We'll definitely dig into that later. Second, they're going to help these homeowners get those repairs done, working with the original contractor, or even finding a new one if needed. And third, they're throwing in an extra year of warranty coverage, like a little bonus.
Sounds pretty generous so far,
Yeah.
but I have a feeling there's a but coming.
You know it. There's always a but. In exchange for all this help, HEBCAC is asking the homeowners to uphold their end of the bargain, specifically when it comes to those tax credits. And the way Grant phrases it, using words like good faith and contractual obligation, it definitely makes you wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. That language is a red flag. Makes you think there's more to this story than meets the eye.
Totally. Like maybe some legal stuff we don't know about yet. It's like a puzzle with a few missing pieces.
And we got to figure out how they fit.
Exactly.
But think about those homeowners for a second. They were probably so excited about this new community, and now they're dealing with repairs and this whole tax credit issue.
I bet they're feeling pretty stressed. Like, what did we get ourselves into?
Absolutely. It's like their dream home turned into a bit of a nightmare.
So let's shift gears for a moment and talk about Carmen Williams. She's on the HEBCAC board, but get this, she also lives in the same community. She's been on Ashland Avenue for 13 years and on the HEBCAC board for the past 2 years.
So she's not just some suit from the organization. She's a neighbor who gets it. Smart move by HEBCAC.
Right. Her email is short and sweet. Basically, she's introducing herself as the go-to person for these homeowners. Like she's saying, hey, let's sit down and figure this out together.
It's a more personal touch. Less bureaucratic, more human.
Exactly.
So HEBCAC isn't just throwing legal solutions at the problem. They're offering support, someone to talk to, someone who understands both sides of the coin.
They're trying to build a bridge, you know?
Makes you think, though, what if you were one of those homeowners? Brand new home with problems. And now you might have to give up some financial benefits. What would you do?
That's a great question. And a perfect cliffhanger as we head into part 2 of this deep dive. Stay tuned as we explore what those homeowners might be thinking and unpack the potential risks and rewards they're facing.
Picking up where we left off those homeowners, I can only imagine what they're going through.
Right. It's like you're on this high, you finally closed on your dream home, you're picturing all the memories you're going to make, and then bam, unexpected repairs, delays, maybe even extra costs you weren't prepared for. And now this whole tax credit thing hanging over your head.
Talk about a buzzkill. 1 minute you're celebrating homeownership, the next you're stressing about construction headaches.
And I think it really gets to the issue of trust. You've put your faith in this organization, HEBCAC, maybe in the excitement of getting a new home. You didn't scrutinize every detail.
Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the moment, especially with a big purchase like a house.
Absolutely. And now HEBCAC is coming in with this proposal, trying to fix things.
Right, and that's the dilemma for these homeowners, isn't it? Do they take the deal, repairs done, warranty extended, or do they push back? Maybe even get a lawyer involved. but that could get messy and expensive.
It's a tough call. So let's break it down a bit. What are the pros and cons for these homeowners?
Okay, so on the plus side, the most obvious benefit is getting those repairs done. It's like the main source of stress right now. Plus, that extra year of warranty, it's like a little peace of mind, you know?
Yeah, it's like they can finally breathe a sigh of relief and not have to worry about something else breaking down.
Exactly. And let's not forget the whole avoiding a legal battle thing, lawsuits. Nobody wants that. It's time-consuming, it's stressful, and it can drain your bank account.
And it's not just about the practical stuff, right? There's also the community aspect. By working with HEBCAC, they're kind of contributing to the bigger picture, helping make their neighborhood better.
It's that whole idea of being part of something larger than yourself.
Exactly. But of course, there's the other side of the coin. What are the potential downsides of accepting this offer?
Well, that tax credit situation is a big one. We still don't have all the details. But reading between the lines of Kenneth Grant's email, it sounds like HEBCAC is saying, we'll help you with the repairs, but you got to hold up your end of the tax credit deal.
That raises a lot of questions. Like, what were the exact terms of the original agreement? Were there any clauses about situations like this, where unexpected repairs pop up?
It's like we're missing a few chapters of the story.
Right, and from the homeowner's perspective, are they potentially giving up money they're entitled to?
That's a gamble for sure.
And it makes you wonder about the legal side of things. Could those homeowners argue that the construction issues, like, invalidate the whole tax credit agreement?
That's a good question. Or are they legally obligated to return those credits, regardless of what happened?
That's where things get tricky.
And without seeing the original agreement, it's impossible to say for sure.
But the fact that HEBCAC is willing to drop the lawsuit, if the homeowners honor the tax credit commitment, it suggests they're open to negotiation, right?
It does kind of hint that they might be willing to compromise.
Like maybe they realize those homeowners have a point.
So it all comes down to this. For those homeowners, weighing the risks and the benefits. Do they trust HEBCAC? Are they comfortable with the tax credit situation? And maybe the biggest question of all, are they ready to put this whole thing behind them and move forward as part of this community?
It's a tough spot to be in. You've got your home, your finances, and your sense of community all tangled up.
And ultimately, there's no right or wrong answer. It's a personal decision based on each homeowner's individual circumstances.
It's a reminder that buying a home, as exciting as it is, it comes with its own set of challenges.
And sometimes community development, even when it's supposed to be this positive thing, it can involve tough negotiations and disagreements.
It's about finding that balance between individual needs
Yeah.
and the greater good of the community.
And that takes communication, compromise, and a willingness to listen to different perspectives.
You know, this whole situation in Baltimore, it really shows how complicated community development can be.
Yeah, it's not just about building new houses or renovating old ones. It's about people and how we deal with those unexpected problems that come up.
Totally. And it's easy to focus on just the legal and financial stuff.
Yeah.
But at the heart of it, it's about people trying to build a better future for their community.
What's really interesting to me is that tension between individual needs and the needs of the whole community. You have these homeowners who are excited about a fresh start, and now they're dealing with these issues. And then you have HEBCAC trying to find a solution that's fair for everyone.
It's a tough balancing act for sure. It makes you think about what could have been done differently. Could they have prevented these construction problems? Were the tax credit terms clear enough from the start?
Right, and even though we can't change the past, there are definitely some lessons to be learned here. For developers, it shows how important it is to make sure the construction work is top-notch. And for organizations like HEBCAC, it's a reminder to be transparent and communicate clearly, especially when it comes to finances.
And for anyone thinking about buying a home, new or old, do your research, ask questions, and make sure you understand everything before you sign.
It's all about building trust and that shared responsibility within a community.
Which brings us back to that question we asked before. If you were one of those homeowners, what would you do?
Would you focus on getting those repairs done ASAP? Or would you be more concerned about the tax credit implications down the road?
Would you trust HEBCAC and move on? Or would you feel like you need to protect your own interests?
It's a tough decision with no easy answers. But thinking about these questions helps us see how complex community development can be. It's about recognizing that even when there are disagreements, there's always room for compromise and working together.
So as you go about your day-to-day, think about what we've talked about. Think about the dynamics in your own community. How can you be a part of positive change? while also taking care of your own needs.
Because in the end, we're all in this together. And by working together, communicating, and understanding each other, we can create communities that are strong and inclusive for everyone.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. It's been a really interesting look at community development, individual rights, and the importance of compromise. We hope this has given you some things to think about, and we'll see you next time for another insightful deep dive.
Until then, keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep working to make your community a better place.